What's up, guys? So today got the transmission set up and I got my box full of the clutch kit material crap. Got the engine on the stand, and hopefully we should put all this together and put it in the car. So I'm gonna start by opening this box. All right, so let's open it up. Got it open. Alright, so what we got here? Got flywheel. We've got the bearing. The tool, the alignment tool. Oh, this, I forgot the name of it, but it goes at the end of the crank. And we got clutch plate, the pressure plate, and this I got from a company called Clutch Max. Some other dude with a budget K24. He said he was using this. He made like 350, 60 horsepower on a turbo K24 A4, so I didn't think it was a bad choice. And this is probably the disc. There we go. Here's the clutch disc, and it is springless, so I don't know how it's gonna ride, but that's what I got. So now I'm going to install this new bearing, and I need to find some grease. All right, so first thing you want to do is you want to lube the pivot ball. You want to lube this because this is where the bearing's gonna ride on. And very lightly, you could put some on the splines. I don't have anything high heat, but I have this brake lubricant, and I just looked it up, and it's good up to 600 degrees Fahrenheit, so that should be plenty. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that now. On the pivot arm, you also want to apply grease here and there. I also cleaned it, had a little bit of stuff on it, and then nothing wrong with applying a little bit more there, even though we added some there. So make sure you guys do that. Next, you want to place your spring there and in here on the sides, and the spring pretty much clips into that ball. So I'm gonna see if I can do it with one hand. If not, I will. Let's see. Cool, so that's in. Next, I'll slide over this, and this you just want to get this and that over both sides of the I don't know, shift fork, what do you want to call it, clutch fork. So that takes a little bit of time. That I'll do off camera. It's kind of hard with one hand. All right, next I'm gonna do the rear main seal. Next, I'm gonna do the rear main seal and install that bushing or bearing that goes there in the crank. I'm gonna time lapse that. Well, while removing the old one, I broke my pig tool, Harbor Freight for the loss. This pressed in, I actually used a transmission bolt, the head of it fit perfectly in there. And I installed the new one. I just kind of placed it in there and hit it with the hammer, and then using an extension just kind of seated it in there. So now I'm gonna put the flywheel on. Yeah, the flywheel, clutch, transmission, and we should be good to go. I don't have a torque wrench that goes high enough to torque these, but it is 87 foot-pounds. Next is the pressure plate and clutch disc. This section that's sticking out here will go towards the transmission. It's not labeled. Most times it is labeled, but this one isn't. So the one that has the you know, this coming out, the splines coming out, will go this way. Just keep that in mind. All right, so flywheel's on, pressure plate's on. Once again, I did not have a 12-point socket, so I used a wrench and I just got it as tight as I could. Everything's lined up, transmission's right here. So I'm gonna try my best to get it on. I should be able to do it, but you know, this freaking thing's kind of wobbly, so I don't know if it's gonna be a pain or not. All right, so as I'm putting it in, I realize there's still a, I don't even know what the heck it's called. I'm out of breath. But this, I guess dowel, it's on the engine and on the transmission as well. So it just won't go in, obviously. So I'm gonna try to bang this one out. That way I can get it in. I don't know if you would believe it, but I stuffed a bunch of wet toilet paper into this bell housing area and put a 1/4-inch socket. I know this trick like for pilot bearings, but the toilet paper kind of expands, and I just punched it out and sure enough it came out. I'm really surprised it worked that easy, but like I'm glad it did because it was kind of giving me a problem. So move on to getting the transmission on it. Well, it's starting to get dark out, so I'm gonna finish up here. Bell housings on the transmission, we are like, I don't know, 80% done to getting it in, maybe even more than that, because after this we're just put the mounts on, if we even put them on right now, and then just drop it into the car. So that'll be something I'll take care of tomorrow. So tomorrow. All right, so yesterday, like I said, I ran out of daylight. Today it's real windy and hot, but I'm able to do it. So got the left and the right mount on the motor, and everything's chained up. So I think it's now time to hopefully try to get this in. Let's cross our fingers. Alright, so I ran into an issue. The chain in the bolt where the chain goes is hitting that bolt right there for the mount. So I'm going to have to remove it and hope the motor, which it probably will, gonna fall. So I'm gonna try and do that. Well, it looks like it's K-swapped, so we just need to do this rear. I kind of messed up these lines for the, I guess that'll work. I messed up these lines for the power steering, or the lack thereof. So yeah, just a rear bracket, and it is in the motor, or it's officially in the car. But these need to be tightened. Just left them loose for now. These are good to go, so just the rear to go. Ta-da! Well, it's finally bolted in. This rear bracket gave me a problem. This right here, it's like a threaded tube or whatever. It's tacked in, so all the hardware did not fit. I didn't have anything that was gonna fit, so I just drilled it out, put a bolt that fit just fine, and then just put a nut on it. That shouldn't have any issues. And other than that, all the mounts pretty much lined up fine. I didn't have any issues. And let's take a step back. It's like freaking like the Terminator dude that turns from liquid to metal or whatever. All silver, everything. It's kind of silly looking, but like I said, we'll change this valve cover up at some point later on once we know the engine's good and we get it started. But thanks for taking the time checking out this video of the budget build EJ8. It's now officially K-swapped. I think I'm gonna finish up for today, just clean up and put everything away, and just next video will probably be putting on some of the accessories and whatnot. So hope you guys liked the video. If there's any questions about the swap, you know, hit me up on Instagram or put it in the comments. I'm always happy to help. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, later.